All right, guys, welcome. Today we're probably going to be doing the last cast from the circuit last week. We're going to be doing Kel versus Aureil. I tried to find a game that didn't get casted yet, or part of the bracket that hadn't been casted yet, and I don't think Beowulf or Algorithmora had done any of these games over here in this part, so I grabbed it. This is going to be Kel versus Aureil in a best out of 3, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map we have as the blue Infernal player, we have Kel. And in the upper right-hand corner of the map, the tournament organizer himself, playing as the red Celestial player, we have Aureil. Alright, so Aureil bringing his Arc ship out. We also have the Morph Core over the Natural. Probably going to actually expand maybe before the collection, or the Creation Chamber goes down. Looks like Kel is opening a standard Iron Vault and Conclave. Don't see him pulling any... Oh, is he taking the expansion now, maybe? Alright, Morph Core out. Creation Chamber about to go down. Aureil actually opting for a more macro-styled opening, taking this collection array first before the Creation Chamber. We do see a lot of Celestials going for the Creation Chamber first and trying to be really aggressive with it. Alright, actually a Tribute Pyre went down. We have a Brute and 2 Gaunts out on the map. Not a fast expansion. I thought that was going to become an expansion, which is, I feel like, more common. But again, this is Kel. We saw last week. He is a really aggressive player. He's really aggressive. So I think he is taking the expansion. Maybe he's just not really, he's not really going for an all-in or anything. He's just coming in with this group of units trying to be aggressive and probably trying to expand out of it. But I'm not really sure. Alright, looks like there's just a lot of defenses here from Aureil, especially with the Morph Core being able to fire from above. Argent's coming out. It is really hard to pressure Celestial in the early stages of the game. And this Imp just still hanging out. There we go. We finally have the Shrine down. He's backed off. He realizes that he cannot really push into this. You know, maybe if he didn't go for, you know, the base and he was going and pumping out Argents, it would have not even been able to, you know, push that far out. I was actually surprised that Kel even was able to get all the way to his base and try to do some damage. But here we go. So now the game is kind of stabilizing. We have Argents coming in now to do their own form of harassment. Yeah, Aureil's just macroing up. We have 3 out of 3 prisms over here. 2 out of 3. Third one's probably going to come. He's also mining some Therium already. And Kel still hasn't gotten his expansion up. I feel like he wanted to be really aggressive in the early stages, but really didn't find anything to be aggressive to, and he had to defend instead, which is kind of put him now back in a position where he really doesn't want to be in. I mean, look at the supply. We have like 41 to 31 right now in favor of Aureil. First Stormgate is going to spawn, and as well it is in favor for Aureil. So Aureil will have the defender's advantage over here. He did take a third base, so Aureil's being very, very macro play right now. Like, he is not being aggressive. He is just defending. He's pumping out Argents. He's getting all his bases up and going. First Stormgate is here. There is a lot of units from Kel because, you know, he's not really, he doesn't have a third base. He's just on 2, so he has a lot more units maybe right now. Because he did spend, like, more money in the beginning to get a whole bunch of units out to try to be aggressive that he kind of failed at. So now this Stormgate, it looks like it's actually going to go in Kel's favor because the Brutes just do a lot more tanky damage to the Stormgate. So even though Aureil was shooting at it, the damage output was just a lot higher from Kel. So he has got the Creeping Horror. He's going to try to use this to slow down and push his enemies. Kind of just playing a 2-base all-any style. Which I think maybe would have been better if he didn't be so aggressive early and just went for the 2-base all-in from the start. He could have maybe had a lot more resources. Because look at these, again, look at this supply difference. 67 to 40 to 49. And he's trying to be aggressive with without the supply lead. Probably just hoping that this Creeping Horror will do enough since he did get the Stormgate. And hoping to snowball some damage. But, you know, the Argents are running back in. They're just, and then the Morph Cores are out. They're going to soak up a lot of damage and be able to shoot a bunch of Gaunts too. The Gaunts are going to prioritize those Morph Cores rather than the Argents, so they're just going to stay alive. Argent's taking quite a bit of damage, but is he going to have enough? Morph cores are now down. A lot of low health Argents, but now we do have blast nodes shooting, so whenever Kel tries to push in too far, these blast nodes are shooting him, which is going to stop him from really being able to push in too far, and he's going to have to maybe get completely overwhelming numbers here, or he's maybe going to have to get Hellborns or something to kind of try to break into this. But it looks like what he's trying to do is he's hoping he could just slowly kill the Argents and just kind of, you know, do as much damage as he can, back off, do more damage, back off, and see if he can just, you know, pick them off this way. Meanwhile, at the base of Kel, no third. He did break down the tree, so it does look like he's gearing up to want to get a third, but he just hasn't yet. Brute upgrade is complete, I believe. Or it is not. I did not see if he got it yet. Does not look like he did. Yeah, I mean, getting this third up this late, I feel like you want to be more like one base ahead. First Celestial, because they just have so many Argents. The only way to really stay on top of that many Argents is to get more bases, more economy than your opponent, but it just feels like Kel's been kind of down economy and down supply, which is not good. I mean, given the circumstances, I feel like he is keeping the Argents really low. He is trying to pin Aureil down, but pin him down for what? Maybe he's not going to get a fourth base, but yes, he is. So we're pinning him down.
Dimensional rift detected.
Like,
a Stormgate will activate soon.
There's nothing that we're pinning down, basically, is what I'm saying. We do have the Stormgate, so maybe Kel could grab this other Stormgate and be able to get something out of it to change the tides, but I don't know. I don't know. We have the Argents coming out, trying to see if they can get us around from two different locations. I really like this from Aureil. We also have the Kree, which are going to just destroy these Gaunts here. Getting a nice surround on the Gaunts. They're forcing the Gaunts to be able to pull back, which is making the Gaunts not be able to shoot any of the Argents. And now we have a complete perfect surround of the Stormgate. Ooh, is he going to get it? We have a lot more reinforcements now coming in from Kel, though. And he has that Hellborn, like I was saying, which is, I think, is going to be really helpful to try to get blast nodes. But these Kree, they're doing a lot of damage in the front lines. They're really stopping Kel from being able to push in. We have the Morph Course now, and the Heaven Step trying to come in and pick off that Hellborn probably there. Stormgate is taken by Aureil, and what does he get? Okay, we have a Vile Lurker. This Vile Lurker, he's probably going to try to use it. It has a lot of range on it, so he could probably be able to get the Hellborn in the back lines with it, but we do have a Weaver from Kel, so he might be able to grab the Vile Lurker. But wow, yeah, all of Kel's army just got obliterated, and he wasn't even able to take off a Weaver shot. And it looks like Aureil takes game number 1 in this best out of 3. All right, jumping into game number 2. This is a best out of 3. Aureil is up a game. We are playing on Boneyard this game. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of the map as the blue Infernal player, we have Kel. And in the bottom left-hand corner, playing as the red Celestial player, Aureil. Okay, so this map has a lot bigger rush distance. It looks like we do have the Imp out on the map a little bit sooner. He's not opening with any production buildings. Just going for a fast expand, I would say, with that Imp being in the location that it is. But this game, we do have the Creation Chamber first, like I was mentioning. A little bit of a mind game. You don't expect it as much on this map because you would expect it on the last map because of the rush distance. But instead, Aureil went very macro play. This time, he's opening with the Creation Chamber, getting those Argents out, powered them up already. And now we're pumping out Argents. Opted to not get a second base at all yet. Or he's leaving the Morph Core there. Bringing the Arc Ship in to try to detour the Gaunt fire. It's going to prioritize the arc ship, so he's kind of just using it to take damage. And what do we see here? We do have some production buildings made, but are they going to be done in time? I feel like they're not going to be. The shrine is going to be done, but not what you need to be able to win this or stay in the game even. These Argents are coming in. They're trying to stop the Therium from being gathered so that Gaunts are not in the picture. And as you see, we only have 16 Therium, so he's not going to be able to get a Gaunt out. He's forced to have to fight with his imps. The Brute is going to come in and try to get some damage off, but splitting into Fiends right away, I don't know if that was the right decision. He did pick off an Argent really, really quickly, which is awesome, but those Fiends are going to die really quickly for the long run, and they're not really going to do much later on because they're just going to die really quick, as you see. The one Fiend, 2 shots, he's dead. Now we still have 3 Argents and no Brute. Do we get enough? We did get enough Therium now for a set of Gaunts, but we don't have the Luminite now to get them. It's a very unfortunate predicament for Kel. I don't think Shrine First is the way to go versus Cell. Even if your opponent didn't go for the Argent pressure, you still have to always kind of worry about it, because this is a very standard opening from Celestials, and he is going to eventually be able to take a base from this. So this is not an all-in. This is just a harass your opponent and then take a base. So that was a very quick game. Guys, didn't expect that to go so quickly. Sorry about that. So Aureil takes game number 2 and winning this series. We'll see you next time, guys.